If you are advocating that your partner who's a woman who makes less money than you do splits your bills, your collective bills equally, and you are not also advocating for women to be paid as much money for men, you are a clown. Truly. If you spent half as much goddamn time using your privilege and platform to campaign for women to make as much money as men, and actually, we can get into reparations. Maybe they should be paid more than men for a while. Oh, we can't do that. That's not fair. Oh, but it's fair right now? It's fair to pay women less, and especially women of color and black women less money now? That's fair. We're okay with that. That's it. Foolishness. Welcome to Playing House, a podcast about keeping your relationship sexy and secure. I'm Kolter Bouchard.
And I'm Dominique Bouchard, and we're a real couple having real conversations, inviting you in as our third.
A little suspense.
If you're listening, you can't tell. You just think that there's dead air.
Pardon me, I'll do some heavy breathing. I sound like a dog, which some people would say I am. On today's episode, does the breadwinner in the relationship impact the dynamic? Should the expenses be 50-50 if one partner makes significantly more? And what direction does this conversation need to go in order for it to conclude with Dominique owning a Range Rover? What's the difference between a Range Rover and a Land Rover?
I don't know. I just prefer a Range, though.
Why, though?
To me, they look prettier. But so what Peter has explained in the past, because he knows it's my dream car, he's explained that Land Rover is like...
For the land?
No, it's like the brand or something? No? Peter? Can't see you.
I'm pretty sure Land Rover is the brand.
He's saying yes, he's pretty sure it's the brand. So Land Rover, and then underneath that you would have a Range Rover.
So Pontiac Sunfire, Land Rover, Range Rover.
Okay. I don't know about Pontiac Sunfires, so...
No, but like Pontiac's the make?
I guess Nissan.
Okay.
Okay. You'd have Altima.
Yeah.
Or you'd have... What's another Nissan
I don't think
car?
they make another car.
Well, then it's just not working, is it?
I think it's the Nissan.
Mercedes?
No, Nissan doesn't make Mercedes.
No, I'm using a different example.
Okay.
You would have a Benz.
Yeah.
Or does Mercedes make any other cars?
The Maybach.
That's Mercedes?
But I think it would be a better example is, we'll get into the episode in a sec here, I think. I think it's like the Mercedes SLQ.
Okay.
Like Mercedes is the make, SLQ is the model. So in that respect, I think it's Land Rover is the make,
Okay.
Range Rover is the model.
Let me talk within tax brackets. I'm actually within
None
Mazda.
of them?
Mazda,
Yeah.
CX-30,
Okay.
CX-5.
Okay. So Mazda is the make,
Yes.
CX-30, CX-5, those are models.
Models. So is Range Rover the model? He's nodding. Yes.
So I was correct.
Okay. But you asked the question, so how can you be correct?
On today's episode...
You already read that. What?
I can't wait to get you that Range Rover this year.
See, here's the thing. And we've had this discussion before. So for like one of our early Christmases, you bought me a tennis bracelet or a charm bracelet from Tiffany's that I had my eye on for a really long time.
I think it was a necklace, no?
It was a bracelet.
Oh, I got you a necklace one year and a bracelet another
Correct.
year. Okay.
Correct. Because you knew it was on my vision board. You knew it was a huge goal of mine. And I always said, so watching like Sex and the City, Samantha, she wanted to buy herself this like beautiful bracelet or ring. I don't remember, some type of jewelry. And then the boyfriend that she was dating, I don't remember his name. He was in all the movies. He went out. Smith. Yes.
Didn't like Smith.
Why not?
Ugh. He's just like, you got a queen.
Okay.
Samantha's a king and a queen.
No, period.
And like, she laid out her body and put sushi on it. And you're going to treat her like that? Bro, get out of here.
Didn't he not come home?
Correct.
Yeah, because he was working. But she knew that. She didn't want commitment. And then suddenly she did want commitment. And he couldn't give it to her.
This is Samantha slander, and I'm not going to stand for it.
No, she's definitely the best of all four of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's also the most mature.
Yeah.
And the most educated.
100%.
And like, yeah, just all around the greatest.
She's the Ginger Spice of
Wait.
Sex and the City.
Because you think Ginger Spice was the best Spice Girl?
I just thought she left. Okay, here's one. She's the Normani.
I don't even know the other ones.
Camila Cabello.
Oh, okay. Is that who that is?
Here's the members of Fifth Harmony, and then we'll get back to Range Rovers, and then we'll get back to the episode.
Breadwinners, yes.
This is here's a topical reference. This is the Henry Sugar, now available on Netflix.
Who?
We watched this movie the other night, and it was like a story within a story within a story
Was I awake?
for 10 minutes.
So then, did I even catch the first story?
Maybe not.
Because I've never heard that name in my life. I assure you.
Benedict Cumberbatch is in it.
Yes.
My twin, people say.
Yes.
I wouldn't say the most flattering comparison.
I think he's a cutie.
Okay. Where were we again?
Camilla.
Yes. Here are the members of Fifth Harmony.
Okay.
Normani,
Okay.
the other four harmonies. And Samantha's the Normani, the most talented. She got out.
Yeah. You know, after Samantha, I would say Charlotte.
Ugh.
I know.
Miranda.
Okay, so I've always
Miranda?
hated, right? I've always hated Miranda
Why?
because I thought she was just miserable. She was like the Eeyore of the group. Just
She's the you of
everything-
the group.
Right? But then, as I got older, I realized, no, I'm the Charlotte of the group.
No.
Immediately, no, listen. Serial monogamous.
What other monogamies have
There
you
you
had?
go. So is that not the ultimate form of serial?
She's had multiple partners.
I've had multiple partners.
Oh yeah, who else?
Yeah,
Name 'em.
we're not naming them on the internet. We're
'Cause
just
there's
not
so
doing
many.
that. we're just not doing
Next
that.
season.
Yeah, but so immediately monogamous, loves a long-term relationship, probably the most stable,
Mentally?
mentally, financially, just while all the girls are talking about like, oh my God, big, oh my God, shoes. You know, I'm just describing Carrie. Carrie's just complaining about nonsense at all times. And Miranda's just miserable. And then Samantha, again, the greatest, but she's always running around with another man and complaining like, he didn't make me come fast enough. And then she's like, you know, actually discussing real life issues. Charlotte.
Charlotte's the worst.
Okay, worse than Carrie?
100%.
That's a hot take.
The show would be better without Charlotte. The show couldn't exist without Charlotte, but I think it would be better without Charlotte. She's painful.
I thought that too until I recognized that I'm the Charlotte of my friend group.
So now because... Yeah, I can't.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I'd like to... Like Charlotte, I'd like to remain in this relationship. She's painful, and I disagree. I don't think you're the Charlotte. You're the Miranda. Miranda?
In personality, Miranda. In lifestyle, Charlotte. But not the finances.
Charlotte came from wealth?
But that's what I mean, not the finances.
Okay. That's all Charlotte is, though. What else does she have?
She's very dedicated to her family. She's very dedicated to her household. She's very dedicated to her vision.
Okay, you're dedicated to the vision. You don't think Miranda's more dedicated to the vision than Charlotte is?
But their visions were very different because, like, Miranda's vision is all about, like, being a lawyer, graduating law school. Like, the other parts of her life kind of came in and she's like, I don't even want this, but I'm going to go through with it. And then eventually became dedicated to it. Miranda, she's a very vision board girly. She's like, this is what I see for myself. This is what I'm after.
I will say this. I like Charlotte's family more than Miranda's family. Miranda's family, the Brady, the kid, get out of here.
But Charlotte's
Steve?
kids are terrible.
Ugh. Charlotte's kids, no, I think they're you know, in the new series that we're hate watching.
Yeah.
I mean, we love it. Please, listen, I'll take an endorsement from, and just like
From
that,
Sex and the City.
Kolter cashed the check. Okay, which Sex and the City character is most likely to have Range Rover? The answer is all of them.
Samantha.
Yeah, Samantha. I agree.
Absolutely Samantha. And she'll pay for it in cash.
And Carrie wouldn't. She just like, I'm just going to take a cab.
Yeah, Carrie wouldn't even be able to afford the cab. She'd have to like
Carrie's rich. Big die.
Now. And you know what? I feel like that is a perfect segue into the breadwinner thing because she ended up rich because of Big. But before Big,
She earned every penny of that thing, putting up with his ass. And he gave away some of the estate to his ex-wife. The chick who worked for Ralph Lauren.
but didn't she have his son? Am I crazy?
I don't think he has a kid.
No?
No.
Okay.
You know
Why
what
did
you know what
she
he does
leave?
have? Long list allegations in the real world.
Yikes.
Single-handedly sunk the Peloton stock.
Yikes. Peter, have you ever watched Sex in the City? No? You have no idea what we're talking about.
Dude, he would love Sex
You
in the
think so?
City. Yeah, 100%. He'd be like annoyed at first. He'd really get into it. It's a great show.
Well, that's pretty much how Sex in the City works.
Yeah.
At first, you're really annoyed, like, what? And I gotta say this. So I read the book before I watched the show because obviously it came out when we were children, so I wasn't allowed to watch it. And then by high school, I started reading the book, and I'm like, Carrie is the worst human, the worst character I've ever been introduced to. And then watching the show, they really veered away from how they framed her in the book. Like, you were never supposed to root for Carrie. She was.
I don't. So mission accomplished. Candace Bushnell. Yeah. Don't listen. Don't date my. Don't
Wow.
question my Sex in the City knowledge. Okay.
All right.
Ranking Carrie's boyfriends. What color
Okay.
of what? No, I'm kidding. What color of Range Rover do you want?
I want a black exterior. No, I want a red exterior.
Okay.
No, I want a black.
Well, you already have a black exterior and a black interior, so I don't really. Unless I'm in Zadia, then you got a white interior.
I want a red interior. That's what I know for sure. I know what I want the interior to look like. The exterior, I'm cool with black. I'm cool with red. I don't want a white car.
Red exterior, red interior. No,
Are you sure? Because
that's like a
be
portal
sexy.
to hell. Nope.
Why?
It's just you need some contrast.
Right now, whose car am I thinking of? No, you can have a black exterior and a black interior. It's not a problem.
It looks lame.
It looks lame.
Looks lame.
It just doesn't look custom.
It's boring. To quote our 4.5-year-old daughter, Daddy, it's
Everything's
boring.
boring.
Daddy, it's boring.
You had your first Challenger was a white exterior.
First Challenger.
Look at you.
Speaking of tax brackets, it was used.
Okay.
It was used.
So it was a white exterior, red interior. And I thought that was really sexy.
It was a sexy ass car.
Sexy ass
It
car.
had a stripe going down the middle on the exterior. I had that removed. That looked hideous.
It also had scratches all over it because you were driving in a lot of underground parking
Yeah.
that were very tiny spaces.
Yeah. I saw a headline. You know me, always a headline, never an article.
Oh, good.
Right?
Good. That's what you want to be known for.
It was something like, and not even the whole headline, because they want you to click the
What?
article. It's on like Threads or whatever.
Okay, that's just like a character limit, no?
Well, but they intentionally do it like that so that you have to click the.
Oh, yikes.
It's
okay.
like, so what the 3/4 of the headline that I read, because I didn't want to click, something like modern parking spaces are too small.
Okay. Well, that was
Give me like when you go to a mall that was built in like the 80s or whatever, give me that parking lot all day. It's giant.
Like in small, like rural towns.
God, yeah.
Where everybody has a truck, so they have extra long
Yeah.
parking spaces.
Give me a parking lot in a town with a large Amish population. That is not a joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Look
they
up
have
where
a
my
lot of
parents
trucks.
live. Like they got signs on the side of the road that have like a buggy crossing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I called it a truck.
Huge Amish population. Give me
Yeah.
that. I've seen pictures on Reddit. Walmarts in the United States, maybe some in Canada too. They literally have parking spaces for horses.
Oh, wow.
That's what I want.
How do you keep them still?
A lump of sugar and a carrot.
Will
Carrot
that
on a
make them
stick?
move?
I don't know.
That was the opposite
That's a
of
good
my
point. Yeah.
question.
That's a good point. But they're Amish horses, so they listen a lot better.
Okay.
They are no one's disciplined like the Amish. If an article comes out, some negative article about the Amish, I will turn on the Amish so quick. Wait,
Okay.
I'll tell you who's not going to see this episode. The Amish. Yeah. They're not seeing that picture on Reddit. They are IRL. I've seen
Oh my God.
a return to IRL events. That's the big trend for 2025, apparently and allegedly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Amish are like, been there, still there. We'll be there.
Okay. I don't know what this means. I'm going to be so honest. So honest. But you know who has great parking spaces? Rona's. And like Canadian Tires
Home
and Home
Depot.
Harbor. Exactly.
Give me a
Like
Home Depot
those type
parking
of,
lot. Yeah.
what do you call those the type
Like
of stores? Home.
like a wood store. I need wood. I need wood. I need
Lumber is
sockets.
also wood, I suppose. Sockets?
Give me a pipe.
Or the socket cover. Can you buy the
both.
actual sockets?
Bro, they got both.
Wow.
They got wire. They got wire cover. I've spent a lot of our money at Home Depot.
On wire covers?
No. Look up. the lighting grid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was getting at they have very wide spaces because you got to pile this stuff in.
Put stuff in.
You said nothing. You tried to say it with me, but you you said nothing.
Yeah. So you're kind of limited, I guess, is what, the richer you are, the harder it is to park, I think, because you've got these giant vehicles. Although some rich people they'll have like a 2-seater.
Like Porsches do you say Porsche or Porsche?
Porsche, because I'm not common street trash, but.
I say Porsche.
It feels douchey to say Porsche.
It does.
Porsche sounds better.
We're gonna ask the Italian.
No, we're not.
Is it Italian?
Is he Italian?
Is our Porsches are they Italian?
I don't care.
They're not Italian. He's very violently shaking his head.
Lamborghini,
Okay.
Italian.
Okay.
Range Rover, UK.
Really?
Yeah.
I assumed American.
Why?
I don't know.
It feels like a very because it's giant.
Range Rovers?
Yeah, the grill is so high, you're not seeing kids.
Oh, that's scary.
Too
Why
tall.
would you put that in my head?
Too tall. Oh, I thought you did some research on this thing.
On the height of the grill?
I got a low car, bro.
I
got
hate
a
your car so much.
My car is so low, babies could crawl onto the hood for safety. I'm seeing a kid. I'm seeing a baby.
For safety.
Zero problem seeing kids and babies. You, on the other hand, bro.
But your dashboard is so high. It's like higher than the hood of the car. So it's hard to see what's in front of you.
Every dashboard is higher than the hood of the car.
Every dashboard is higher than the hood of the car.
The hood of the car comes up to like the base of the steering wheel.
I'm just saying I can easily see what's in front of me in my car. Shout out to Mazda.
Except the kids.
No, I can see
No,
kids.
your grill's not super high.
Yeah.
High. So we rented a truck one time for a film shoot. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've done that several times.
Yeah.
But one time they gave us a Ford F-150, like some sort of like jacked. Listen, a lot of fun to drive. That was scary as hell driving that thing near a school. I picked Nia up at daycare. I'm
Did you in that car?
I parked very far away from the entrance. I'm like, I'm just gonna. I'll walk. It's okay. It's fine.
What did we drive in Atlanta?
Oh my God, a Chevy
giant-
Tahoe.
That was okay.
Holy
Talk about
moly.
Amish. Like, yeah, you could fit your whole family in
You
there.
could fit the buggy inside there.
Giants.
The horses?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Are the Amish, they wouldn't be allowed to drive a car, would they? Mennonites can.
I don't know the difference.
Mennonite that's like the new school Amish.
Okay.
They're like, listen, we're not flashy, but we will drive, like they'll drive a black car. Like a car that's like, it can't be flashy, can't be whatever. My mom was at, because again, they have a lot of like 1800s people living up there. Oh my God. Right? Where they're like heavy black uniforms and stuff in the summer, right? They're sweating through it. But it's black, so you're not seeing the sweat marks.
Oh,
Very
that's
smart. And industrious people. Unless there's bad stuff about them, I don't know. They're raising barns, right?
They're raised in barns?
No, they're raising barns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like building
Sure.
barns.
Well, I don't know if they're building it or if they're
So
buying it.
why are they raising it?
They're buying the pieces at Home Depot with the wonderful parking, modular, and then they're raising them. They got pulleys, they're pulleys and ropes. They got a whole they're doing it in a day. Breaking for lunch, having a nice Amish or Mennonite lunch, deviled eggs, probably.
This episode has been sponsored by
The Amish.
Mennonites. Like, what?
Anyway, my mom's at the supermarket. There's a Mennonite guy in front of her in line,
Okay.
and they're talking, right? Because my
Lisa
mom's an
talks.
ally,
Yeah,
right? So
Okay.
I stand with the Mennonites. The Mennonite lives matter.
No.
Yeah,
Well, yes.
all
but
lives matter.
Let's not. Whoa.
Lowercase a,
Whoa.
on all. And they were joking about he had some marshmallow fluff. Garbage?
Like you would scoop it up with a spoon.
I don't know, man.
My mom bought it once, but it stayed in that cupboard
Yeah.
for years. And I think it never went bad.
That is a level of white I will never be. And I am
White.
Caucasian.
Okay.
Caucasian, okay? And they were joking about it. And my mom said to me, she's like, I'm surprised they were allowed to eat that.
Why? Because it can have a lot of sugar?
I guess, I don't know.
Like Mormons,
they're-
that's what I'm thinking.
No, they're putting back the sugar.
Because they can't have like
Caffeine,
Okay,
alcohol.
Okay. It's a good ass show, by the way.
Mormons are allowed to watch this, so I'm going to keep the Mormon critiques non-existent. Loved the musical. I'll tell you this. They did two. The Mormons gave us two great things. Utah, which has the Grand Canyon, 3 good things. Pyramid schemes, apparently and allegedly. And look it up, though. Utah's more pyramid schemes than anywhere else in the world. And also, what was the third thing?
I don't know.
Mormons.
Soda drinks?
Oh, dirty soda. I don't know what the dirty sodas are all about. Anyway, I'll think of the third thing later. All of the, I will say this. I'm going to take it back to breadwinners here. Ready for this?
Okay.
Mennonites, Amish, Mormons, very patriarchal societies. Breadwinners are typically the men's. The men's?
The men's.
It's
Cool.
it's the men's. The men's in the men. They're putting the men in Mennonite. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but what religious sect or community isn't patriarchal?
Jews. The lineage is passed down on the lady side.
Oh, you know what? That's
Yeah.
true.
See?
But in terms of the hierarchy in the household.
Aren't there places it's like where it's like polyamory, where it's
That's not a religion.
Oh, I don't know what religion it is, and I don't want to sound like an idiot.
Okay.
I've listened, do that enough already. Not trying to lean into that. Where it's like it's mostly a female-led society, lady-led society.
I don't know of the mainstream, the top 4 or 5 religions.
Who's to say what what are the top religions? Name them, please. What are the best religions, Dominique?
When I say top, I mean
Let's hear this.
So hard. I mean the highest population ones.
Oh, okay.
So
because of why?
Christianity, Judaism, I guess Buddhism, Islam.
Judaism is not in the top. There's only 10 million Jews.
Well, Judeo-Christian communities kind of lumped together because so much is borrowed from Judaism for Christianity. In case you forgot, we're discussing Breadwinner today. I also forgot for myself. So,
but tell you what those religions have in common: Christianity and Judaism.
Yeah.
Bread, specifically leavened or unleavened.
Ooh.
Not sure which one is which, but
unleavened bread is is communion, right?
It's flat, like a tortilla.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Okay. What would a taco be? Unleavened, I guess, right?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's talk about breadwinners.
Okay. The amount of times we've introduced this topic at this point. Absolutely. So, Kolter Bouchard, what is the term breadwinner? What does said term mean?
I think it's discriminatory.
Okay. Why?
And also, what you're the breadwinner? You're what? Going to the lottery office on the way home? No. You're taking it. You're taking the bread through sweat equity.
Okay.
And if you're a lady, you're taking home 79% of the bread or less. The darker your skin is because of the gender pay gap.
Okay.
Which is bad, right? We don't like that.
We don't like that. No. Correct.
Okay, breadwinner, as I think it's commonly understood, is the person in the relationship who makes the most amount of money. However, I think it's pretty hard to quantify what that is because let's say you got a couple. Their names are Kolter and Dominique. I don't know. And let's say that the person in this example who you most want to be, I don't know, you just pick the one you want to be that's good, because these aren't us.
Okay.
So let's say the one person goes, I'm going out to the office, got to drive to the office. And they're there, and they make all of the dollars that come into the house, right? They're the one earning a paycheck.
Yeah.
Right? As much as the corporate oligarchs will give them.
So in this example, it's people with salaried jobs or with
hourly. You're the only one getting a paycheck.
Wages.
However, this person comes home. They're not doing any housework, right? They're not doing any. They're not packing lunches. The other person is mostly centered in the home.
Okay.
Right, and they don't earn a paycheck.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of unpaid labor.
Yeah.
However, the person that's going out and getting the paycheck, let's say they're doing the same amount of work. Why is that person considered the breadwinner? They're doing the same amount of work. Why don't you switch, huh? Why don't you pack some goddamn lunches? And this person will go out and pull some levers that make steam happen or whatever. I don't know what people do at work. This is my job. You think this is a real job, what we do? It's not. What is this? What do we make? Nothing. It's ones and zeros. That's all we do.
What is happening?
We're not going out. We're not breaking rocks every day.
The tangents.
You know they call it. You know they call them breadwinners because they're lucky to come home at the end of the day with their lives, working in coal
What's
factories.
that to do with bread?
Oh, they gotta have lunch, packing a sandwich,
Okay.
a cartoonishly large thermos of coffee that the unpaid person is making.
By the way, and we've spoken about this before, watching like old school construction workers, like watching footage,
The jackhammer.
and photos. So like seeing photos from when they were building the CN Tower or like the Eiffel Tower.
Sitting on the beam.
They're just sitting on the beams eating lunch. No harness, no safety protocol to be spoken of. Like
No.
just frightening nonsense.
Welcome back to that, by the way, in 2025, with the way the various elections around the world are going, including maybe one in Canada. Who knows?
Oh,
They're like,
Lordy.
safety, that's too woke. Get rid of that. Yeah. We're putting the D in DEI, it's danger now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There was a point. So you and I have gone back and forth with being the breadwinner in our relationship.
The person who makes more money than the other person?
Absolutely.
But what if it's like you make 5% more than the other person? And then that
So
like,
that doesn't count?
but I'm just saying, like, okay, you're the breadwinner because you're making 5. Like, it, for all intents and purposes, you're making the same amount of money.
Okay.
It's just wild that that's considered the breadwinner.
I think you feel that way now
Why?
because there have been times you have not felt that way. There will be times that I make like $5K more than you. And then you'll be like, this is bullshit. I gotta go to my boss. I gotta
hustle.
ask for more.
I gotta hustle.
Okay.
You know what an insult it is? Like if we're making the same amount of money, I'm making 79 cents on the dollar, and that will not stand.
Wow. First of all, I'm a black woman, so it's not
68,
even okay.
10 cents.
So the amount that if you make the same amount as me, your black wife, it is insulting to you
Yep.
as a white man.
Yeah.
Please keep talking.
Then I'm getting if you're getting underpaid and we're making the same amount of money, I'm definitely getting underpaid.
Cam, I'm gonna need you to zoom in slowly as this man keeps talking. Go ahead. Let's add some like piano music or something. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Canceled.
Just
A giant stamp. You'll be compensated for 79% of that idea, that joke.
Lord.
Which means I only get 21%.
Again, it's not 79.
What is it?
For me? I don't remember, but it's less.
Pay this woman more.
Who are you talking to? I work for
Especially-
myself now. Like,
Exactly.
what?
Exactly. As the head of this company, you should be paying yourself more. And especially, it's,
You know what?
dude, it's Black History Month soon,
It is.
right?
Keep talking. Cam, slow zoom.
I stand with the Black
Put the white
community.
face down. Put it right down.
I do. Well, I'm sitting right now, but you know what I mean.
So we've gone
Pay this woman properly.
back and forth with who makes more. And again, like we met in school, we studied together, we graduated together, we started our careers together. So we were both hustling to like get into our industries at the same time, start our first jobs. And there were times where like when it's time to pay rent, for example, I'm short. What happens if you're making more than me? Well, let's start here. There's a trend right now, or there was a trend. I can't pay the mortgage this month.
Neither can I. Peter, can you pay our mortgage for us?
I can't pay the mortgage this month. And then so some women were adding, and I'm the breadwinner. So they'll go up to their husband, their wife, whomever,
Yeah.
and be like, honey, I can't pay the mortgage this month. And there was one particular video where dude was like, and she was a breadwinner, and dude was like, what do you mean you can't pay the mortgage? Like, what did you do? What happened? And it's like, well, can't you just like work overtime or something? And so a lot of response videos have come from that, where it's like, not only are you as a man,
Couldn't be me.
not the breadwinner, which, you know, we'll get into that in a second. But also you were expecting this woman to work overtime for you to provide your living. Now, we don't know these people's living situation. We don't know if they got kids. We don't know if he's like a stay-at-home father. We don't know if he's on like disability, for example. We don't know what's going on. But on a surface level, I want to get your take on like, what do you think of all that? They can't see you if they're listening.
I'm trying to figure out how real I want to get, how hashtag real I want to get.
He's looking around.
Work overtime? I mean, that's kind of insulting.
Kind of.
To say, why don't you just work some overtime? Dude, why don't you work some overtime? I don't subscribe to this whole, here's the thing. a kind of a woke dad over here, kind of a hot woke dad over here. Not kind of hot, very hot, kind of woke. Definitely a dad.
Okay.
You know, just because you're a fella doesn't mean that you have to go out there and make all the money, right?
Sure.
You know, maybe you're in a relationship. Here's a perfect example. Quinta Brunson. Love Quinta. Same first two letters as Queen, right?
Hey.
And she is one. And she was vocal about wanting, or I guess needing, a partner who was like, I need you to take the back seat. And if you don't want that, and I'm butchering this, I'm sure, but like, I am a star. I want that. And I'm looking for someone who can like support me. That doesn't mean you're less than me. That doesn't mean you're like, you're my partner. But I am out there. I'm like crushing it.
Yeah.
And you can crush it as well. I'm looking for someone who's also going to crush it. But like, I am not, I don't want to put any of my, you know, shit on hold. And I don't want anyone else to put their shit on hold. But like, you got to match my energy. And I need someone who can support me in that sense. Or like, I'll keep a pushing, I'll keep looking, right? I'll do my own thing.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Good for you. Why do we have to prioritize, you know, a lot of people get fulfillment from their careers, right? I get fulfillment from my career. Not all of my fulfillment, but I get quite a lot of fulfillment from my career and what I'm able to do every day. And I'm grateful for that. Why shouldn't you be able to have the same thing as a woman? Right? Why shouldn't you be able to go? I'm not saying like you need to go out there and you have to earn a paycheck. I mean, if you want a roof over your head and food in your belly and your house needs more money, you might have to get a job.
Yeah.
But if you have an agreement with another consenting adult where you go, I, as the woman or the man, we collectively are going to prioritize one person's career over the other, let's say.
Sure.
That seems like a match made in heaven. I mean, like whatever the agreement is, we both want to prioritize our careers. We don't want kids. Or I actually like, I don't want to work. I want to be a homemaker, whether it's the man or the woman or whatever. And the other person's like, bet, I don't want to do that stuff. I want to go out. I need to go out and I need to engage in some creative pursuits. I want to do whatever job. Like, amazing.
I mean, these are base level conversations that need to happen at the beginning.
Day one.
Any relationship. And I think that there's this mindset that like as feminists, you need to be in a 50-50 relationship. You need to be in a relationship where you're both working, whether it's 9 to 5 or both earning a wage, I guess, at the end of the day. And like really what all that feminism is after is the ability to choose. So the ability to have a conversation with your partner, whoever they are, and say like, I want to go to school and I want to work in the corporate world and I want to do X. Like these are all the dreams that I have for my life. And it's going after the assumption that you should be able to pursue your dreams regardless of your gender.
Sure.
So that's it. So, and it's also, in addition to that, I want to, or having a conversation in addition to that, where it's, I want to go to school. And you know what? I'm happy with that, with having that education and having that experience, but I don't want to earn a wage. I want to be a philanthropist. I want to start charities. I want to raise children, for example. And
you want to raise children?
Raise.
Listen, I think our kid's pretty fast, but I don't have, we have 7 more kids so we can like race them. The Kid Olympics? No, that seems like it's probably illegal.
And that's okay, right? Like as long as, like you said, that conversation is happening and there's a mutual agreement. I think that where that tension starts to build or where that resentment starts to happen is when there isn't that common understanding and you come into a relationship with one understanding, like, oh, I met you in school, for example.
Like an expectation.
Yeah, I met you in school and you were really determined and motivated and you were in your hustle and grind. And now since we got married, since we got together, like you started settling down, you're a different person. You're no longer in pursuit of your bag. And that's different. We haven't come to this agreement and now you want me to provide for you. What's going on here?
Here's what I want for us. I like doing this. I'm again, feel very grateful. I feel very privileged to be able to do creatively what I want every day. And I hope you feel the same. And I think you do feel the same. I would like us to be at a point where like you go, you know what? I don't want to work for a couple of months.
Sure.
Or I don't want to work ever again in the traditional sense. And we go, that cool. And similarly, maybe I decide like I want to take 6 months off or I don't want to work anymore. And we're like, cool, we got enough cash, make it happen.
Yeah.
This expectation that, well, because you're a man, and listen, this is not me criticizing expectations on men. I think we need a few more if I'm being frank.
I'm quite sure we do. Yes.
I'm quite certain that we do.
Like,
I concur. But this expectation that, well, the man needs to go out and needs to earn all the money, and the woman in heterosexual relationships needs to stay home. What if she doesn't want to stay home?
yeah.
What if she doesn't want to wash your goddamn socks every day?
Yeah.
Maybe you should wash your own goddamn socks. You said earlier feminism, and I wasn't listening because you're a woman, but notice I said woman and not female because I am a feminist. Feminism is something about expectations of women. Feminism is maybe not making decisions for women. Feminism is maybe saying like, hey, as a man, I have a little more power than you do because of the general structure of the world. And instead of being complicit in that and just benefiting from that, I'm going to use my privilege and help you pursue what you want to pursue, individually or collectively on behalf of other women.
Right.
Also, white women, stop speaking on behalf of black women. Help black women. Don't make decisions for them.
Yes.
Much like two roads meeting with some stoplights, that's called an intersection. It's already down.
So let me ask you this now. Let's talk about our relationship specifically.
All right, queen.
Who's the breadwinner?
Ain't no breadwinner?
Why is there a log pile?
Because we haven't collected a paycheck in a year?
No. Okay, but we don't get paid a salary, but we do get paid.
We own a company, yeah.
Yes.
What's your point?
So, okay.
The company's the breadwinner.
This is interesting because we own this business. We have a joint bank account.
Sure.
I mean, multiple. We have the business accounts. We have our personal accounts, whatever.
For legal purposes, though, we are not the corporate. The corporation's completely different from us. The corporation absolves all the blame in the lawsuits.
Okay.
Yeah?
But let's
shield.
talk about, let's talk about us for a second, okay? So I've been in my career for 10 years. You've been in yours for 10 years.
Yeah.
When we were working, who was a breadwinner?
Who made more money?
Yes, Kolter.
Well, I fundamentally reject the term breadwinner.
Okay, we'll get into that then, because I don't know why you keep skirting around this question.
So when we quit our jobs,
Yeah.
you had a higher compensation package than me. You made more money
Okay.
than I did
Okay.
from our jobs.
Correct.
I also had endorsements coming in
Correct.
before we incorporated. So I made more money from overall from a couple of different streams.
Correct.
But also I was working longer hours. Like professionally, you were working longer hours than me. I think that there was something approaching equity because you were doing more. We both worked. I worked longer hours. You spent more hours on our house, taking care of our kid.
What longer hours?
Like if we both wake up at 7 o'clock
Yeah.
and we're getting our child ready
Yeah.
and we're both doing things and we're busy doing things that benefit the household and our jobs and whatever, and we're both working the same 14 hours, let's say, every day,
Okay.
we're both doing the same amount of work.
Okay.
Maybe it's a little more homework. Maybe it's a little more homework. Maybe it's a little more work. Maybe it's a little more work.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're listening, I'm pointing back and forth. Subscribe to the goddamn YouTube channel.
But also give us 5 stars wherever you're listening, please.
6.
They're only 5.
Invent a new one. Just nobody wants to work anymore. And that
Leave a
brings it back to
review.
breadwinning. Nobody wants to work anymore. Now, though, with the way that our company's set up, to say that I generate more revenue, I think is a misnomer. I am responsible for 95% of the sales that come in because I like selling and I'm a closer and I enjoy the process and I like relationship building. You also are a relationship builder, but that operates in different ways within our company, right? Like the two of us and Peter own this company together. And
Shout out to Peter.
Shout out to Peter, who we saw in the last episode. Peter, love him. He's caked up. That guy's got a booty on him. People love the booty. He's happily
People.
in a relationship with an absolute queen.
Shout out to Selena.
Yeah, shout out to Selena. Where's it going with this?
I don't know.
So we all occupy different roles within the company, right? I am responsible for having more like sales, but that doesn't mean that I'm responsible for 95% of the company's revenue because if we don't do any of the things that we've sold to people, we have to return the checks.
Okay.
So if we're all working the same 40 hours a week, we all generate the same amount of revenue in a sense, right? Now, does this get into a whole conversation about the owners of a company versus the labor that it is exploiting from its employees, 100%. But that's not this episode. That's another episode.
Whoa. Okay. I'm gonna try to pull this back a little bit. Okay.
Down with capitalism, unless we do good at capitalism, in which case capitalism with guardrails.
So it sounds like before we owned our company, and we were working traditional wage jobs, salary jobs, despite whoever was making a higher income, and this is before like content creation,
Sure.
any side hustles came into the equation.
We would leapfrog each other.
So you admit that there was a breadwinner, there was someone who made more money.
But I fundamentally disagree with the assertion that that you're considered the breadwinner if you make more money than the other person.
It's you, isn't it?
It's
Your
my alarm,
is
yeah.
going off. Yeah.
Do you want to know why?
Why is your alarm going off?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Because my uncle died, and I have to go and pick up some things from his estate today, and that's a reminder that I have to be there in an hour.
I don't know. So first of all, you knew we would be filming the hour before you needed to leave. So you
Yeah.
said it to go off during the show.
Didn't mean for it to do
Purposefully.
that.
Okay,
so
cool.
There's that. It'd be hilarious if the microphone didn't even pick it up.
It probably didn't.
These are good
that was
microphones.
that'd be very annoying if that was just going off the entire time.
Paid for by the breadwinner. So
Who's that?
it's Peter. The mic. Here's, you know what the breadwinners are? It's the microphones and cameras. That's the breadwinner.
I need to understand why you don't believe in the term breadwinner. I don't understand yet.
Because I think it's ridiculous to say that we're crowning one person in a relationship with shared finances or shared financial stake. Even if you don't have a shared bank account, you still have joint finances if you live together and you use money that both of you generate.
Okay.
And so we're saying to one person, "Oh, you're the winner because you make more money than the other person." That's ridiculous, and I think it's insulting to both of you.
Okay, so I believe in the term breadwinner because I also believe
Because you're not woke.
the second step being how expenses are shared. And so in my eyes, like when we first moved in together, you were doing better financially. And this is like
I was bartending. I made
year.
good money.
Yeah, this is our fourth year of university. So we moved in together. Our rent, laughable now because Toronto rent now.
Yeah.
So rent was what, $1,500?
Yeah, probably.
17?
No, it was like $1,500.
Yeah. And so we didn't split it 50-50.
No, we did. We lived in there 50-50. We had a pool of money. You made the money you made. I made the money I made. And everything got paid for. That's splitting expenses. This whole like, well, you make half of what I do, and we're both going to be responsible for exactly the same. We're going to split our bills 50-50, even though we don't make the same amount of money. That is cartoonish. The people who say that, if you are advocating that your partner who's a woman who makes less money than you do, splits your bills, your collective bills equally, and you are not also advocating for women to be paid as much money for men, you are a clown. Truly. If you spent half as much goddamn time using your privilege and platform to campaign for women to make as much money as men, and actually, we can get into reparations. Maybe they should be paid more than men for a while. Oh, we can't do that. That's not fair. Oh, but it's fair right now? It's fair to pay women less, and especially women of color and black women less money now? That's fair. We're okay with that. That's it. Foolishness. What do you bring to the table? Bitch, what do you bring to the table? Why don't you build a table like a real man? Why don't you go out to the woods and cut down some logs? Oh, I live in a city. Pussy. Move to the woods. Read the book Walden by Henry David Thoreau. Live in the goddamn woods. 2 years, 2 months, 2 days. That's how long he lived there. And he kept a journal of all the nails and shit he bought. Book was too long. I'm not done. Put the microphone away. I'm speaking to you as a fellow human, not as a woman, okay? This isn't insulting. I'm not being mean to a woman. I'm being mean to a fellow human.
You don't get to decide that.
I tell you how you identify. I identify for you. Anyway, that's it. That's my take.
I mean, you lost me at the end when you started talking about books.
All right. Dominique's favorite literature are memes. That's how you communicate.
Like, I read books, but I don't know what the book that was.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck book that was. Sorry, Cam, you're going to have to
I said pussy.
bleep that up. Well, pussy, is that a bad word?
No. Show me yours.
He lost me in the end, but turned me right on in the beginning.
I bet.
And in the middle.
Might be seeing that P word in a bit then. That's my philosophy.
Okay, so to summarize everything that you just said, if you and your partner are making a disproportionate amount of money, like if one makes more than the other,
Yeah.
then that's also how the expenses should be split. Someone should have to be paying for more expenses than the other based on their income, and that's equity.
Yeah.
Okay, so you believe in a 50-50 split?
It's called communism, baby.
Oh my God.
I mean, kind of, right? Your communal finances. And listen, I'm not a communist. I'm just saying, like, you have communal expenses.
Yeah, you have joint expenses because you live
money
together.
that's coming in.
Yeah.
You know?
And couples who don't share finances.
You do share finances.
Couples who don't have a joint bank account, for example.
You are living in delusion.
Oh.
You don't have to have one. I'm not saying like we need to have one bank account that has both names on it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you are living together and one or both of you work, you still you think you have to pay for water.
Yeah.
You think Jesus gave us water for free? He did. Or they did.
Wine.
You got to filter it though.
He gave us wine for free.
Probably wasn't very good. And it probably had a bunch of sediment in it and stuff.
But how can you read that story and not be Christian? You know what I mean? Like,
what story?
About Jesus turning water to wine. Hey, he's currently
me turning coffee into wine. Hey.
I mean, I get it. I get wanting to, and we had Danica Nelson on the podcast of a few
Financial
episodes
Queen.
back. Yes, she was one of the earlier episodes of this season, and she spoke about the necessity for women, especially Black women, to have their own finances, to have their own bank account, to be set up should anything go wrong. And the way she phrased it was to have vex money. So like, should a man piss you off? Should he put you in a position where you need to stand on your 2 feet and have your finances together? You're ready. So I understand.
Have you tried just calming down instead as a woman? Have you had a glass of water today?
I wish I was ever in a position where I had the opportunity to calm down.
I haven't had water today. I just had a coffee. That's it. I'm thoroughly dehydrated.
My sister gave me advice once because she's like, how are you drinking water?
Oh, what sister though?
Danielle.
Okay.
Which sister would you have accepted advice from? Which one?
So you have a sister you've never met? That sister.
She's a doctor.
Yeah?
So
there you go.
Yeah.
She'd be like, sir,
she's a doctor.
Your piss is the color of coffee. I think maybe let's get a La Croix in your diet or something.
Sometimes I wonder, is she a doctor because I've never met her? Because she did not have the same upbringing at all?
Nature versus nurture.
Right? Because how we have the same blood and you're
You would not be a good doctor.
Why?
Because you always have nails on. Have you seen a doctor
I'm not giving
a
these
surgeon with acrylic nails?
And
no.
honestly, I would not.
They puncture an artery or something?
And the gloves would always be
Couldn't
all
do it.
mashed up. I couldn't work a job like that. But shout out to doctors.
Yo, big up doctors.
So I understand women having their own accounts, especially. But I don't entirely understand couples with shared expenses not also sharing bank accounts.
Tax purposes?
Okay. Like, I'm not challenging it at all. I'm just saying I don't understand it.
It's none of my business. Tell you what is my business. Stop with the toxic masculinity. What do we... Oh, I don't pay for we split the date 50-50. Cool. Why don't we split the blowjob 50-50 too? How about that, huh?
How does that work? Like 69?
No, like you gotta do it half yourself too. And I'm not saying that because you paid for a meal, you get a blowjob. I'm not saying that. You should be going down on each other if that's what your consenting relationship wants to do. I don't know why I went down this tangent. But
I want to see where it goes.
Again, I'll go back to where I shone a moment ago.
Sean.
Okay?
I like how you said that. Go ahead.
You want to split the date 50-50? Mm-hmm. And you're not advocating for gender pay parity? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Now we're talking when you're dating.
Yeah.
When you're dating and you have no joint expenses. I just think the person who invites you out should be doing the paying.
Both of you just come prepared to pay for the date. Okay.
I mean, yeah, like I'm not setting myself up. I don't know you. If I'm going on a date with you and I know that your finances are faulty, first of all, why am I going on this date with you? Like, where is this leading? What kind of future could we ever have?
Where are we going? The rotate. Here's where the broke dudes are, and then he's not even like necessarily a broke dude, but like the dudes with that mentality. You know what you're eating?
How? You did not turn the alarm off. Hit snooze.
I hit snooze instead of off. Never mind, I want this place to sponsor us. But you went on a date here, and let's just say it was rotating, and you had a pretty good view of the city. Which city, I don't know. But you got to take an elevator there for a while.
What is your point about that? That you need a lot of money to get there?
I don't know what my point was. I was just trying to dunk on this long list of relationships that you've had before me.
You're referencing a dude I went on a couple of dates with. Yeah.
Hey, he wasn't expecting you to pay.
But I brought my money.
As you should.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should always have a couple $100 in cash on you.
Well, I mean, that's,
Thieves
if you
love
can
me
access
saying that.
it. Yeah, like what?
They're like, yeah.
A couple hundred.
There's someone on a wanted list going, let him cook. Let him, don't interrupt.
Let's watch his stories a little bit.
Let's see how this unfolds. Okay. I like this. Trying to buy her a Range Rover, leave cash in the Range Rover too,
Okay, so final thoughts on breadwinners and the dynamic in relationships. My final thought.
I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I think
You think you're ahead right now?
I'm not going to do
You think
that.
you're ahead?
Not financially, but
I do believe in the term breadwinner. I think especially as a Black woman, like that's very real that there's often a dynamic where in our case, as a white man, you make more, and you reference.
Is there one in the room with us right now?
Like I get paid 65 cents on your dollar, for example. So
not
like
my dollar.
Today.
You own most of the company.
Today.
Okay. Reparations.
That's reparations?
Yeah.
I tell you what reparations are.
Be a funny drag name really quickly. Reparation Paul.
Okay.
So.
It's not really a girl name though.
Why not?
Reparation Sean Paul.
What about the athlete Sean Johnson? She had the stretch thing that you used to do. It's me, Sean Johnson.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna do a 10-minute stretch.
Shout out to her. However she's doing.
Love that stretch.
I lost my train of thought, but let's get into pillow talk. Why are you laughing? Because you want to make another joke. Go ahead.
No. I'm laughing because I'm looking forward to the pillow talk question.
Okay. So pillow talk is the segment of the episode where we have a little bit more intimate, sexy, specific to us conversation. And this week, my question is, I don't remember the question.
I can paraphrase, but I would love to do you the respect of reading it verbatim. Would that be okay?
I just remembered it, so it's okay.
Okay.
I don't like having sex on my period.
Lame.
I don't like having sex on my period.
Why?
And I'll answer that in a second. I'm going to finish the question first. So I don't like having sex on my period. And I know that there are other women who feel the same way. So I'm wondering, what would your advice be? Not giving women advice on how to enjoy having sex on their period, but what are some, for men too, what are some other routes to intimacy that can be taken during that time of the month?
A fleshlight, maybe. Here's the thing. You can be intimate. It doesn't have to be penetrative intercourse, right? What about when there's two perioders in a relationship, right? Notice that I didn't say two women because some people
noticed, sir.
menstruate
yes,
are not women.
Need to. What is that called?
I'm woke. Just letting you know. But not everybody, let's say both of you are that would imagine you sync up and you're in a relationship, which I guess happens. That'd be the worst.
I think it'd be best case scenario. Because if there's 2 weeks out of a month where you got to worry about a period,
I guess, yeah.
I'd rather sync up.
Maybe best case, no periods is best case scenario.
I mean, health-wise, no, but...
It just sucks that the human body needs to do that, right? It sucks. I hate that for you. Legitimate advice, you're gonna follow the lead of the period haver.
Okay.
The person who's doing the period thing, you're gonna let that person lead this dance. And if you're like, oh no, I can't have sex for a couple days, you got two hands.
Fair enough. Okay, let's make this specific to us because this isn't a mailbox question. This is a pillow talk. This is you and I talking. What are some other routes you and I can take when I'm on my period for intimacy because I do not like penetration.
We can
when
still
I
do
am.
mouth stuff.
And your original question, okay.
I'm comfortable with that and have been. I think my track record's pretty clear on that.
Your original question to me is why don't I like having sex
Yeah.
on my period? And it's just, first of all, and I've spoken about this before, I have PCOS, which means I often have very heavy periods. Sometimes my cycle can last really long. Like instead of just bleeding for like 3 or 5 days, sometimes it's like 7 days.
That
you know what I
sucks.
mean?
I'm sorry.
And and I can get like really bad cramps. And also just like, it's not lubricated in the way I want it to be. You know what I mean? Like it just does not feel good.
Sure.
Having sex while on my period.
Okay. Nothing about it feels good.
And I'm in my mind, I'm in
Right.
my head, right? Because like, okay, when he pulls out, what's gonna come out with it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to lie on this towel.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is just not a sexy situation for
Okay.
me. Plus bloating, you know what I
Sure.
mean? It's just the whole 360 of it all. I'm just
We can do hand stuff. We can do mouth stuff. It's fine.
That's it.
That's my advice.
Okay.
If the person even if the person's not on their period and they're like, I don't want to have sex, guess you're not having sex.
Oh, for sure.
And if it's
For sure.
forever, if it's like, you're like, we haven't had sex in a year, and the person goes, I'm okay with that. And the other person goes, I'm not. So if you don't want to have sex, I'm done in the relationship. Like that's at the end of the day, you're consenting adults. And if one person's like, I don't ever want to have sex again, and the other person's like, that's a deal breaker for me, then I guess the deal has been broken.
Yeah.
And not the deal with consent, that never gets broken. And then you decide, okay, maybe we still want to be married, but I would like to have intercourse with other people. Or with someone, and you don't want it to be you, and so maybe we like doing this, and I'm going to go and do that with somebody else, and then you're in this hypothetical these characters we've invented in our heads that you're like, okay, cool, and maybe the other person's like, I don't want to have sex, and I don't want to be in a relationship with you if you're having sex with other people, and that is called insanity. You can say, I don't want to have sex. You can't say to the other person, you can't have sex with anyone, and you are trapped in this relationship with me. Like, that's kind of crazy. The amount of, I'm inventing a wild situation that is happening in maybe 0.0001% of relationships.
Based on his market research.
Yeah, and that's just like emotional, I think, and mental abuse. But, you can't not have sex for a couple of days. Is it annoying? Sure. You're horny. You want to get one. Like, I get it. Communicate with your partner. Maybe they're in the mood to like do some hand stuff or some mouth stuff or some armpit stuff or some back of the knee stuff. I don't know what you're into. It's none of my business.
Okay.
You're consenting adults. That's my advice. If you want to try some penetrative whatever, then like have that conversation. You go low and slow. You talk.
What's the low?
Well, it's down. It's in the middle of your body.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
And let the person with the period lay down, maybe if that's more comfortable for them. Also, gravity. Maybe the period haver should be upside down to avoid spillage. What?
See, the whole thing for me about period sex.
So then don't have sex on your period.
Not judging other people, not judging you for not minding. I'm just like, just for me,
Truly?
personally, my body.
It's not that I don't care what your feelings are. That has there's no part of that is repulsive to me. And you're great, and I love you lots.
I love you.
And that's my advice. Period.
Mailbox is a segment of the show where we answer your listener questions. You can submit your own question at playinghousepod.com, or you can DM us, which, by the way, what?
I'm just going to say the question in a moment. I'm waiting for you to finish.
Which, by the way, you can DM him at Kolter Talks on TikTok and Instagram. And if you don't have TikTok anymore, because we are ahead of...
We're not even talking like that.
We're ahead of January 19th right now, so we don't know. But he will have Snapchat and he will have Instagram. If you want to...
You're telling girls to snap me, eh? Hit me up on Snapchat.
I'm telling you that you can follow him. I did not say you will be his friend and be able to send him anything at any time that will disappear. That's absolute nonsense. Unless it's money. Because as you heard, we have a Range Rover to buy. So.
Oh, yeah, we do. Because we share expenses. And we will share the expense
not
of a Range
cars.
Rover when it's in the shop every 2 months. Apparently, they're like the servicing is.
Really?
People are like, I have a Range Rover. It's apparently and allegedly. They're like, it's in the shop for a month.
What?
They're like, apparently they get it. Is that true, Peter? Range Rovers are like notorious. You can look at me. You don't have to look at her when you say this because I don't want to pop this bubble. But the luck goes wrong with them, right?
I don't think their reliability is all that great.
But we're not looking for reliability. We're looking for cool factor.
Exactly. We're looking for vision board. Vision board doesn't have a reliability.
No.
What? What?
He said vision board does not have a reality.
No, he said.
And that's a quote. That's a quote. That's a Peter Clella quote.
Okay. So the mailbox question is,
how can I find a white man?
We get this comment, this question, this DM way too regularly. Just way too damn regularly. And I think that y'all are saying it in a way that's supposed to be like cutesy, funny, haha. But then sometimes I'll find a thread underneath that comment where people are like genuinely discussing where to access a white man. And so
I'll give you some places.
So, but let me talk for a second, because black women, we get disrespected by most men. Despite color, we're the only. We know what it is to be at the intersection of racism and sexism. So I understand getting fed up. I understand wanting to open up your options. I understand wanting to find. I understand seeing stuff on the internet and thinking, oh, that's my solution. I too want that for myself. If I too had a Kolter Bouchard in my life, I would be happy, for example. And it's like, remember, you're seeing a 30-second reel. You are seeing a 1-hour podcast. It is not that simple. We try to have open and honest conversations on this podcast where like you're seeing the dynamic. You're seeing us work through arguments, disagreements, what have you. But to see anyone's relationship, I'm gonna remind y'all of Jada and Will, right? They were goals for a very long time. I'm gonna remind you of Beyonce and Jay-Z. I'm gonna remind you of a lot of relationships here. And to see anyone online and to say couple goals, how can I have that too? Don't diminish that to, oh, because he's white, he treats her as a black woman right. Don't look at, oh, he's pausing me.
I don't treat her right because I'm a white man. I treat her right because I'm afraid of her. Not because she's a black woman, but because she's insane. I'm going to put my microphone away for a second.
Good.
I just wanted to correct that record. Not because of race, because of abject terror.
So as much as I hate the word cringy and I hate the idea that like you have to present yourself in a specific way in order to avoid being categorized as cringe or being seen as anything other than cool. Like, I don't believe in that. But when I see comments like that, yes, I absolutely cringe. And I worry for the commenter or the person who's asking this question. Like, I've had people ask, like, what dating sites do you recommend for me to find a white man? How did you find a white man? How did you get along with his parents? Like, that's a question. Like, how did I get along with his parents?
They're asking you what dating sites? Bro, we met in 2009. I was 3 years old.
I think Tinder.
I'm so young. I'm so young.
Like, Tinder might have started when we started dating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how long we've been together. But again, when you see a couple or relationship that you aspire after, please look on a values level. Please look deeper at the dynamic. Please look deeper on how they're able to go through arguments and come together, and how they handle things on a holistic level, rather than, oh, he's white and he appreciates her as a black queen, I need that too. Like, stop looking at anything on such a surface level. Oh, he has money and he treats her right. That's what I need. Like, never look at a singular part of someone's identity and say, like, that's the one thing I need and I'm going to be able to access that relationship that I'm looking for.
Here's the thing. May I? You're wonderful. You are inextricably linked with being black. That is a part of who you are.
Period.
Exactly.
And you're welcome.
So, am I attracted to Dominique because she's black? Of course I'm attracted to my wife because she's black, because that's part of who she is. I'm also attracted to her because she's kind and funny and stunning and has giant-ass thighs, pretty-ass toes.
Hold on. Cam. I'm going to need you to go back like 10 seconds and just cut that little clip. This is the year. And just cut out of course I'm attracted to my wife because she's black. And that's
going to backfire on
the
you.
intro. That's the intro.
Because people will go, all right, we stand a vanilla king.
But context is necessary. Yes, obviously, like you said, because part of my identity, the largest part of my identity, the easiest thing to identify about
being
me
Kolter's wife.
is like people are gonna say, "Oh yeah, that black woman over there, she pointed me in this direction." You know what I mean?
Not me. I might go like, look at that baddie over there. You know who I'm talking about. It's you in the mirror. Hey, you can't get me.
Like if you said you're attracted to me despite me being black, that would be a problem, bro.
I'm attracted to you despite your criminal insanity. Despite the fact that you leave goddamn eyelashes all over the place.
Oh my God.
Your least redeeming quality. So I love you because of all of the things that make you. To say that I love you in spite of, like, to say that I love you, that it's wrong for me to say I love you because you're black is like me saying, it's like it's saying it's wrong to say I love you because of any other part of you. I love you because of all of the things that make you. But she doesn't love me because I'm white. She loves me in spite of me being white. And that is okay. Lowercase W on white. Lowercase m on man.
At the end of the day, whatever it is that hurt you, that made you believe that you had to seek.
To settle for whites.
Or to seek otherwise. Whatever it is that made you think I need to readjust what it is that I'm looking for, my criteria, I think that's what you need to focus on. This is the thing that hurt me. How do I find and it wasn't a black man. It wasn't the fact that the man was black, the fact that he was Asian, the fact that he was Latino, for example.
Name more races. Name them all. Do it.
That person hurt you, and that quality or lack thereof in him is what you need to focus on reevaluating and making sure it isn't in your next partner. And it's not the race. It's something deeper.
And also, if you think it's going to be some magical fairy tale land because, you're a black woman with a white dude, you're going to have to do a lot of teaching. And maybe you're not interested in that. And you don't have to be interested in that.
Yes.
And it's not up to you to teach white people. You're in a relationship with somebody. It's up to you to, like, especially if you don't want to be embarrassed by that person.
Yeah.
But like, you teach me stuff all the time.
And
I
you
listen,
teach
I'm
me all the
receptive. I don't get defensive anymore. It took a while to get there. Like, it's,
Absolutely.
It's a learning curve.
That's another thing, right? Then the same way that if you have white friends, like, hopefully you're coming into that friendship where there is a level of understanding from them, a level of empathy. They've done some educating for themselves. So you're not having to explain like race dynamics, especially depending on where you are in the world. We came together. Our friendship started when we were 18 years old.
Yeah.
You had no black friends before me, bro.
That's untrue.
Who?
I'm not going to name all the black people.
I
had one friend, yeah. Man, I would love to be on that show. Give me a couple. Let me amass a little more good capital with my very large audience, and then let me go on that show. Respectfully, I'm not looking to take the spotlight. I think I would have a lot of fun on that show, and I think I would be a lot of fun on that show.
Is it back or is it canceled?
I think she's doing her own thing.
Okay, good.
But like, it's regardless of where it is, it's her show. She's the show.
Gotta love.
They
ZA,
cancel
man.
it. They pay someone else pennies on the dollar. I'm sure they paid her pennies on the dollar to begin with, but they're paying someone else pennies on the penny to rip off the show.
Yeah.
The audience is following her. She's bigger than that show.
Oh, absolutely.
She is the moment, right?
Oh.
But like, to say I had no black friends, I had a friend who you hate. To this day, you bring him up.
Is he your friend?
I mean, not anymore.
That's not really, like, you're not really making your case.
He hasn't been my friend in like 10 years.
Like, we're describing a dude who would allow all of his white friends to use the N-word. Like,
not me.
You tried? You checked in with
Also, zero chance. Listen, Peter and I went to high school with this guy. Zero chance this guy is letting any white people say that word. Zero chance.
Peter can't stand him either. So
You disagree?
we've had this discussion.
He said it a lot.
Peter?
No, my God, no.
You must leave. You must
kidding me?
get out.
No, I've never heard that man say that word. What? Here's the thing. He says that word so never that even when it comes on in a song, because of course, like me, we support black artists.
Are we talking about Peter still, or
Yeah.
you're okay?
A word comes on in a song, he doesn't even think it.
What? First of all,
Certainly
Peter
not
doesn't even
singing
like
it.
music.
That's untrue.
Peter, do you like music?
Of course he likes music.
I do like music, but there's like asterisks on that.
He says he likes music, but there's asterisks. He likes like Gregorian chanting and stuff. Like
French rap.
I'm not. Yeah, like I'm not. No, it's not. We're not doing that here.
French rap is actually good. I'm not gonna lie.
Good for that. Je m'appelle. No, thank you.
Follow this man at Kolter Talks on Snapchat, Instagram.
Hold on. I wanted to give a list of places where you can find white people.
You can find that on his
No, can I do that? Can I do that real quick? Here's a list of everyone who's like, where can I find a white man? First off, don't. Close your eyes, okay? Unless you're driving. Then eyes open, get home, close your eyes at home. A list of places you can find white people.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that it's only white people or that people who are not white are not welcome there. A Vampire Weekend concert. I love Vampire Weekend. Lots of white people there.
Okay.
You're a Vampire Weekend fan. You know it.
Are you talking to me? Because I don't know who these individuals are.
Yeah, it's a band. Vampire Weekend. So this is a weekend. Weekend has more than one day. It has more than one band member too.
It's not an establishment. Okay. Queuing.
A bake sale.
I'm at a bake sale.
You know who else is there? Lots of white people.
Okay.
I'm not saying these are like, these are only activities that white people are allowed to enjoy. I'm just saying you're going to find a lot of white people at these events.
A farmer's market. But I love a farmer's market.
Anywhere in Canada. Lots of white people everywhere. Lots of whites.
You know what?
You know where else you're going to see white people?
Utah.
Yeah. A lot of white people in Utah.
Earlier. And
Vermont.
Did you find your third reason why it's the greatest?
All the white people.
Oh my God.
The Grand Canyon. That's what it was.
You mentioned that first.
Did I?
Yeah.
Grand Canyon, the multitude of pyramid schemes.
Those are your two.
It's not multi-level marketing. It's a fucking pyramid scheme. Jesus. It is.
Bleep it out.
Pyramid scheme is not a curse word.
No, you swear.
Oh, whatever, leave it in. We're cool parents. What was the third thing? The Book of Mormon, I guess.
Came out of Utah?
Well, yeah. That's where the guy found the Pokemon cards from God or whatever that were like, oh, I found more of these. There's a third Bible. Godfather 3.
On that note, follow him at Kolter Talks across the internet. Hopefully we have TikTok by the time you're watching this, but if we don't, or if you don't, because we're Canadian, you can still find him at Kolter Talks across the net. Follow me at Dom Creates on TikTok, at Dom Creates on TikTok and Snapchat, and at Dom.creates on Instagram. We'll see you next Monday and every week thereafter. Check out the website. What do you want to say?
I have a question after you're done.
Check out the website check out the website playinghousepod.com. You can also see our merch. Check it out.
Does that mean we finally get TikTok Shop? Probably not, hey?
Probably not. We're probably not going to get paid.
No, it's not happening.
We're not going to get paid, and we're not going to be able to pay each other.
Oh, I don't want to pay anybody.
Well, you pay them with your TikTok Shop.
I don't use TikTok Shop.
Well, you can't. That's what I'm saying. Okay. You won't be able to access it, and you won't be able to get paid.
I don't want to, unless I can make money from it.
Why don't you want to use TikTok Shop?
I have enough things. That's a lie. I need. Listen, I got a list of stuff I'd like to have. So, if they're business expenses. They're business expenses. Mm-hmm. not letting our business partners see me. Can you hear this?
Thank you for watching.